Welcome or welcome back to the Unraveling Soprano. I'm Heather and this is my channel where I talk about all of my makes from the week, whether it be knitting, sewing, crochet, or whatever else I get up to. So starting off, I am wearing the Orenco sweater. Forget who this is by, but it's knit up in Knit Pick Stroll. It is a very fun color. I think I'm gonna get all my winter, like heavy winter knits put away this week. We'll see. We still have a couple more cold days where I am coming up, so I don't want to put everything away, but like my really thick like sweaters that are only really good for the beginning of February, I think I might start washing those and putting those away. So what have I accomplished this week? Actually, I accomplished a fair bit. So the body, with the exception of the neck, the shawl neck, of the, so I'm working on the campfire cardigan. It's done. So I have the sleeves attached to the back with some stitch holders just so I could see, make sure my length was okay, and we're good. Oh, those pockets look like they've matched up really nicely. So I'm debating if I should block this in pieces. I finished the right panel sometime yesterday. So I didn't want to block it and have it not ready for today. So I don't know if I have enough blocking mats to do everything at once. So what I might do is I might block the back today and then block the sides later on this week. And then sew it all together so I'm ready for the sleeves. I am officially on Sleeve Island. So this is one of the sleeves. This is what I have done so far. It's pretty easy sleeve construction. And I'm on, I think you know what, I'm not even going to say how much yarn I have left. I think I'm on my 4th ball. So I think I have 3 balls left, which will definitely be enough, I think, to finish the both sleeves, the shawl collar, and the pockets. I don't think I'm going to need to buy more yarn. Whether or not I have tons of yarn left over, that I don't know. But I'm really liking how this is knitting up. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I don't know if I'm going to get any chance to wear this year. I mean, I could see like if I finish it and the AC is like really on high, then maybe in the morning I could see myself wearing it, and I might make myself wear it in the morning when I finish it just to say I did it before washing it again and packing it away. I just didn't really anticipate how long all these cables would take. Because it's not a hard cable pattern. It's just, I don't know. I think I also lost a lot of days because I just got tired of, like, I love knitting cables, but like because there's so much length in this, I think I just got overwhelmed by the length, because knitting an extra 5 inches, it's a lot. Like that's a lot of length to add to a sweater, and so I think I just got tired of the length and I took more breaks than I normally would, and I've made a complete mess out of this. This is future Heather's problem. So hopefully I will get at least one sleeve done this week, and all of the other pieces blocked and sewn up. That would be a really great goal. I would love it if I was able to get both sleeves knit up, and then maybe blocked. But I just don't think that's very practical. I might get both sleeves knit up, just not blocked before next week. But I would like to start piecing this together just to see how big it is. Right now it's a little snug, but because of the cables, I think I'm gonna be okay. It was hard to size because usually I know when I'm with my gauge, I knit too big, but usually with a too big gauge, I go down a needle size and I go down one or two sizes. Or actually, sometimes I go down 3 sizes depending on what the measurements are. And I think this pattern has more sizes because very rarely am I knitting a size 4, and that's what I'm knitting for this is because usually a size 4 is what my typical size would be if I had bang on gauge. But because of the measurements, I think so my bust is 40 or 41, and I think I am knitting a size that would give me a 36. Because if I knit to a 41, it would be huge. And I'm not entirely opposed to that, except for I did crochet once a duster cardigan, and it was very huge, and I never wore it. Like it was comically huge. Like the sleeves were like, I would say a good foot too long. I don't know how that happened. That was the last time I tried to crochet like garments. I like crocheting blankets and I'll be crocheting a skirt later on. But yeah, I think with crochet it's mostly scarves for me. But yeah, so that is my progress on the campfire cardigan and what I hope to accomplish this week. I do have a yarn acquisition. 1 minute. Forgot to grab it. Okay, so I bought yarn for my wrap over cardigan. I bought Knit Picks palette in the color Wheat. Oh, it's not gonna get that. The lighting's weird. Sorry, the shadow's weird. But it's just kind of a good beige. This is definitely the year of beige yarn for me, like browns and warm colors. I'm gonna need to like break this up with like, I don't know, maybe like a fuchsia, so I don't get so bored. We'll see what if I have time and energy for cotton tops this summer. But yeah, this is gonna be the wrap over cardigan. I was worried about the itchiness, but this is fine. Like this doesn't feel itchy at all. I think I have enough. I have 6 balls, 300 grams of yarn. It's a very short cardigan, so most of this, I think I'm gonna be good. So yeah, as soon as I finish this, I'm gonna work on my wrap over cardigan. That's gonna be the next on the list. And then I'm gonna move the Conacasa cardigan to closer to the fall. The yarn can hang out. I didn't wind the yarn up yet, but the yarn can hang out. The only issue with waiting that long is if I need more yarn, I'm kind of like shooting myself in the foot because I'm not gonna be able to find this particular dye lot. But to be perfectly honest, I've lost the paper tags for that particular yarn, so I know the color. But I have no idea what dye lot I got, so it wouldn't matter. And it's honestly, it's so dark. I don't think anybody would be able to see if it is different. Maybe in the sunlight, but I doubt it. And I can also like with things that are pieced, you can like plan that so I can do the whole body, and the sleeves can be a slightly different color, and that looks like a design choice, and just leave some yarn left over for the button band. Or do the button band and have matched sleeves and it looks more like a design choice. As long as you have enough for the body, then I think you're fine. What I don't like is if you start in one color and then you can see it like halfway up the body change and it's not like a gradual like gradient, That I think can look kind of weird, but also it's a Knit Picks yarn, and I don't know if dye lot matters that much anyways with commercial yarns, um, because they have a standardized process. But we'll see. So yeah, I'm really excited with progress. I'm happy about my yarn acquisition. I was gonna wait on this, but like the palette yarn was on sale, so I thought might as well grab it while I have it. And yeah, I've used this particular colorway before in a hat and scarf set. And it's held up really well, which is what I like, because I want this to be kind of a throw over cardigan that I would put over dresses. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the knitting I have. As far as what I'm reading, I'm still working on Wuthering Heights, still working on Oryx and Crake. I think that the next book I read has got to be something fluffy, because I think this is part of the problem with me getting through these two books. Oryx and Crake is great. Like, it's challenging, but it's great. Like, it's really well written. And it is incredibly challenging and terrifying, and Margaret Atwood, like, it's just kind of her niche. Wuthering Heights, I don't like the characters, and I think that is becoming much more apparent to me as something that's important, is I have to have buy-in with the characters, because right now it just seems like all of these people need to go to therapy. Like, all of their problems would be like solved if they just had a little bit of self-awareness. But I think I am gonna finish it. I don't know how much I have left. It's an audiobook, so I can check. So I have 5 hours left of Wuthering Heights. How much do I have on? And then Oryx and Crake, I have 8 hours left. So I think maybe this week, Oryx and Crake is a library book, so I think probably should focus on the library book, because Wuthering Heights, I think that's the reason why I haven't really been focusing on Wuthering Heights, is because I own it, so like I can go back to it whenever, but library books I have to kind of do during the time. So maybe I'll spend more time working on listening to Oryx and Crake this week. And then I need like a fluffy mystery book, something with like no deeper meaning, just complete fluff. So we'll see what I'll let you know what I decide on. As far as things that bring me joy, there's actually a website. I'm just pulling up my laptop. There is a website that I have become really like late to the game. I know it's been around for a while, but I just discovered it, and it's called the Storygraph. And it's basically like a Goodreads, but with way better data. And I think it's going to help me really figure out what book I want to read next. Because I've had Goodreads for a while, and honestly, the only reason I use Goodreads is for the yearly goals, like the reading challenges, and just to keep track on what books I read. The social aspect I've never cared about, because like most of my friends on Goodreads are people I actually don't see enough in real life to like, that wouldn't be what we talk about. Like, if I saw them again, we'd have so much other stuff to talk about that like we would never talk about the books we're reading. Or the friends I do see on a regular basis, we just never talk about the books we're reading. Like, I that's just not something I have in conversation with people in real life. So I don't really understand why I would do it online. So I just don't, and I know that like there's people that love that social aspect. I just don't get it. So the Storygraph seems much more my lane, because it is log the books that you read, it gives the goals. You can set goals, and it also gives us amazing data on what type of books that you actually read, which is fantastic because it gives you like what, like that's kind of how I figured out that I really like character driven novels, is by just inputting all the books, because I was able to like import from Goodreads everything that I had already logged, and they just took all that data and said, oh, based on this, you like character driven novels. I'm like, oh yeah, I would never have like, I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense. I have an acting background. Like, you would think that I'd be able to put two and two together. But I just love the analysis portion of the website. I think it's really cool. And the website also, with the exception of the homepage, I don't really love the homepage, but everything else about the website it's really user friendly, really functional. And yeah, I just really like using it. So that's bringing me a lot of joy, tooling around with that. I've been watching a lot of reruns of New Girl, just to have something silly in the background. I planted my seedlings. Did I plant them too early? Maybe. I don't know. Right now they are in the backyard, and they're doing okay. I think they're growing a little bit. We're getting a lot of rain, and so I'm going back and forth between covering them and letting them get the rain because I don't want them to freeze. We haven't had any below freezing days, but I think tonight or tomorrow or sometime this week we will get dip just below freezing. And so I want to cover them up. But yeah, so that's been great. They haven't died, and the squirrels haven't gotten to them yet, which has been the main issue I've had with gardening, is these silly squirrels just digging up, because they'll dig up. I have these like these starter coconut core pods, and they will dig those up and they just like eat the seed and throw the pod. And it's infuriating because it's like, dude, those little pods are expensive. I know you don't know this, squirrel, but they are expensive and you just discard it. Obviously I know you don't want to eat that, but like, but I've put mulch down this year, and I think that has deterred them a little bit because it doesn't feel good. At least this is what I'm telling myself. And I haven't seen the mulch really disturb. I saw the mulch disturbed the first day, but honestly, I think it's because a squirrel fell from a tree. Because it looked like the mulch, the way the mulch had like moved, it looked like the squirrel had fallen and was like, ugh, and then it moved on. So yeah, so the gardening has been bringing me a lot of joy. And I think that's it. I think that's it for this week. I might take, once it gets to be like actually nice out, where things are actually growing, I might take you in the backyard, and show you what I got going on back there. It's just not impressive right now. It's just seedlings, and it's just like 3 types. So if it does well, I'll take you in the back and show you what I got going on. But until then, let me know what you're working on, what is bringing you joy. How are you dealing with life, just in general? But yeah, until I see you next time, I hope you have a great week and have plenty of time to do all the crafts and things that bring you joy. Have enough time to do all those things. And yeah, happy knitting. Bye!